Good morning, Canada. Anastasia Bucsis here in the RBC Spotlight space. Day 6 of the Olympics winding down. If you just woke up, hope you slept well again. Few updates your way. The Canadian women on fire in the pool. They came fourth in the freestyle relay. Unfortunately, they were hoping to bring home a medal, but they set a Canadian record in the process. Lots and lots happening in rowing. Filmer and Jensen's, congratulations to them. They brought home a bronze medal in the pairs event. Lots of sports debuting tomorrow with the set of track and field. Look out for RBC Olympian Melissa Bishop in Riagu in the 800-meter heats. 800, little long for me, but she is set to do big things coming back from pregnancy. And women's soccer, quarterfinals start in a little less than 24 hours. Team Canada facing Brazil. And to break it down, Dr. and Olympian Claire Rustad. Claire, welcome to the show. Long-time listener, first-time caller. So great to see you.
You know, I used to run the 800 and I hated it. You get like your first lap, you think, okay, I'm done. And then you hear the bell and you're like, come on. Yeah.
First lap, like first 200 meters. That is so hard. Let's break down soccer, of course. Just how has the Canadian women fared in this tournament?
They've been a little bit inconsistent at times, but generally I'm starting to see some sparks of life. I mean, the one question that I had coming into this tournament for them is where the goals are going to come from. How long can they continue to rely on Christine Sinclair to be there in big moments and put goals away? And fortunately, we've seen a couple other players get on the scoreboard. Janine Becky put 2 goals away against Chile. Adriana Leon scored a fantastic goal against Great Britain. Really nice to see some more players getting on the score sheet. And hopefully they can continue with that. It really is all about creativity up front. And we're starting to see some of that blossom a little bit. And hopefully they can produce against Brazil.
Creativity, that's been a theme that's come up. What do you see in this team, though, that makes you believe they can go deep into the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I know about this team is they're extraordinarily hardworking, and very determined. And I think we've seen that in the 2 previous Olympics. In 2012, they came 3rd in their group and finished with a bronze. And the concept of quit didn't really occur to them, which is a very admirable and an enviable trait. It's great for them. I think they have a few things going for them. Their back line is generally speaking very strong. It's really difficult to put goals past their defensive line. Very talented group, a very organized group, and now a little bit more depth in that group as well. I mean, we saw Vanessa Gilles come in against Great Britain, and she had a fantastic few games leading up to this tournament. They now have more options at fullback, which they didn't have before, and hopefully that means they can push Ashley Lawrence into the midfield. That's my secret dream. That hasn't happened yet. Yeah, my other secret dream is putting Kadisha Buchanan up front, but we'll leave that for another day.
You touched on it. So much buzz online with Ashley Lawrence, just her performance against GB. What is she doing that is making her such a difference maker on this team?
So I mentioned earlier the challenge of this team at times is consistency, and the person who is the most consistent is Ashley Lawrence. She's also a very technical player, and she's got great attacking and defensive instincts, which is why she's been one of the most successful converts from the midfield to the fullback position. There's a big kind of trend a while back where we turn every attacking player into a fullback, and it just doesn't work sometimes. And it really worked for her. She's a fantastic defender, but she pushes forward really well. She's very fast. When she does play in the midfield, she's creative. She gets things happening. She plays well off of other players. And she's been one of the most successful Canadians to go over to Europe. She's playing really well for PSG and made a big impact for that team, regularly starting. And it's really great to see. And I mean, really, she deserves all the accolades. I honestly do think she's the best player on their team.
Wow. High accolades. I want to pivot. The United States is usually so dominant. What's going on with Team USA in this tournament?
Oh, boy, do I have some thoughts about that. Yeah, so I don't know how many people kind of got a chance to watch their game against Sweden. that was just not the American team I'm used to seeing. They were individualistic, sloppy. Players would go on attacking runs and be completely by themselves. Most of the team just not really interested in defending, with the exception of Crystal Dunn. It was just bizarre. It's really not like them. I mean, it took 20 minutes before I even realized that a couple of the midfield players were even on the field. I didn't notice Rose Lavelle, Lindsay Horan for a really long time. And again, that's really unlike them. They're usually a highly efficient team, and they play as a team. And I haven't seen that from them. And it's one of the first times I've seen them come out. They have this admirable, I mean, people see it as arrogance, but what it is just very appropriate confidence for their ability and their skill level. And they have this admirable way of coming out and saying, we will beat you. Even if we're down, we will beat you. And they believe that. I think their training environment is highly competitive, and that translates to the team. They're just a very competitive team, and I haven't seen that edge yet. And it's going to be very interesting to see. It's unfortunate they're meeting the Netherlands in the quarterfinals, and only one of those teams will advance, but it really will be an interesting game.
What does Canada need to do to come away with the W against Brazil?
So score goals. That's the first thing. I know that's not a deep thought, but score more goals.
I think I said that tweet. Now you're stealing my thoughts.
I know.
I said Canada's game plan was to score more goals than their opponents, but keep going. Keep going.
Fully stealing that from you. No, so Brazil's actually a really. I'm kind of glad they're meeting up with them, because they're a really fun team to play against, and they always provide for an entertaining game. And I mean, it's a non-zero number of times I've seen their last player back do a bicycle kick to clear the ball. And for context, in a speed skating world, that's like you're coming up to the finish line against a Brazilian skater and they turn around and backflip over the finish line, right?
That's that's like watching a speed skater be able to stop. It's just quite amazing.
Yeah. So they're a really fun team to play against. I think Pia Sundhage has been beneficial for them, because she's really solidified them defensively. So it'll be a little bit harder for the Canadians to break down. They classically play a 4-4-2. Marta typically plays out wide with Formiga in the midfield. Formiga's a phenomenal player who has adapted her game as she's aged in order to maintain a starting position. So the Canadians, what they need to do is make sure that they dominate the middle of the park. Don't let Formiga have time on the ball. Don't allow them to provide service to their front two, who are excellent. And Ludmila typically comes off the bench for them and plays up front, also excellent. So they aren't suffering for attacking players. And the more the Canadians can maintain the middle of the park and prevent the service from the middle of the park, the better. And something that I think the Canadians struggled a little bit against Great Britain was the timing of their tackles. There were the Ukrainian referee in that game just let them play, but there were several tackles that easily could have resulted in yellow cards, but certainly free kicks, and they can't allow that to happen. So it's about patience. It's about being willing to stay on your feet and not go to ground so easily, and watching the ball, because the Brazilians are fantastic on the ball, very technical, love to dribble. And the more you watch the ball and just focus, don't dive in, be patient, wait for the moment to get a foot in and take the ball away.
That's why you're a soccer analyst.
Yeah.
I would just say score more goals than the opponent. Dr. Claire Rustad. Well, it works, right? It works. Thank you so much for your time, and best of luck with the game. You're of course doing all the analysis for CBC, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah,
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're going to throw a clip on of three-time Olympian Michael Tayler from canoe kayak. We caught up with him yesterday. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you feeling?
Thanks. Okay. Could be better, but yeah, it was a tough day out there.
How was the actual course? Because it looked quite intense.
Yeah, it was intense. The course was difficult. Whitewater is always really challenging. It was, I think, a fair course that they set, but definitely one that tested everyone. Add in a little bit of heat, and it made for an extra challenge.
Yeah. So, I mean, admittedly, your sport isn't the first, sport that I would think, oh, the heat's going to affect you. But how did it affect you?
Yeah, it was definitely something that we had to adjust to and plan for in our race day. Yeah, water sport, people think, oh yeah, kayakers, they're sweet,
pool,
they're
like,
good. Yeah. But the pool is in the sun all day and the pool heats up. So it was almost like bathwater by the time we were competing. And not to mention a lot of concrete, not a lot of shelter around. So it made it difficult, but we adjusted. We had the ice packs out, the cold towel, the slushy, absolutely everything. So we did what we could.
This is your third Olympic Games. Congratulations. That's quite an accomplishment. How does Tokyo 2020 compare to your previous two experiences in London 2012 and Rio 2016?
Yeah, thanks. It's so difficult just to make the Olympics. Going through the qualification process, everything, competing against other athletes. We only have one spot in our sport for each category. So it's always super competitive. And coming into Tokyo, I mean, we knew it was going to be different. Of course, you know what? The sport is the same. You're still competing. Absolutely, like everything else like that. It's the same, but a different feel. Kind of missed a little bit of energy from the crowd. But I was also, had no sort of nerves from the crowd or anything like that, because we got up there and I think all of us said, wow, this is kind of just like training. Okay. And we were really kind of comfortable and used to it. So yeah, ups and downs.
Ups and downs throughout the past 14 months with the pandemic. What was your mindset just being on the starting line, knowing, what we've all had to go through to get here?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long road, and especially for us, we've been on the road for 6 months. Haven't been home to Canada since then. Felt really lucky to be traveling at all during the pandemic, obviously, but it's not like we were on vacation. Like
no.
we were in Europe, and it was very different. A lot of time in the hotel room by ourselves, away from friends and family. So, and not having them here either, that was tough. But I know everybody was watching at home, and I was getting messages from home too about people watching and staying up late. So that was pretty awesome, and I'm sure I'm going to hear a lot more great stories of where people were watching from.
What is your special, Tokyo 2020 Olympic moment right now?
Oh, the Olympic moment, the special moment.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I'd say there's like a couple of good ones. The opening ceremony, weird as it was still super cool. And there were, only probably about 30 of us that went. And so it was so different. It was like this kind of like little exclusive club that we are all there. And we kind of got to know each other. Just chatting and meeting some of the other athletes. It's one of the best parts about the Olympics. And for that, it was still special. And then obviously still competing. I think I felt more in the moment than other Olympics, that I was able to be there in my run. And I was like, yep, I'm competing at the Olympics. It's still focused, but it's just a little bit different sort of being on your own and more, like I said, kind of in the moment.
Formidable career, 3 Olympic Games. It's always kind of nice to reminisce right after you've competed. What are you most proud of sitting here right now?
Yeah, making it to the 3rd Olympics, it was so tough. I had injuries. I was away from home a ton. It had crazy tough competition and a long journey. Our Olympic qualification process was like 9 months. Add on another, I don't even know how many, 12, 15, something like that to actually get here. So, just to make it there, I had injury problems. I had all sorts of challenges. So just to really get here and to make it to the start line was an accomplishment in itself. I was hoping I could squeeze a little bit more out of it, but that's kind of all I could do.
It takes a village, and I know that's so cliched, but it does take a village to get any athlete to the start line. So who would you like to thank?
Yeah, I mean, first off, has to be the parents, mom and dad.
Give them a shout out. Give them a shout
Jim
out.
and Christine, Jimbo, Christine. Oh, I know we're gonna be at the lake together soon. Sister Kathleen, husband Dan, and it's gonna be awesome. They've been with me all the way, and excited to see them. And then also to my coaches, Anthony and Mihal. Anto, he was with us for 6 months.
Wow.
We were like his children that he had to take care of.
Wow.
And all this whole other aspect of what we had to do and all the precautions and all the admin. He did an amazing job, and he deserves a vacation now. And Mihal too, who's been with me for all 3 Olympics every step of the way, and happy that we were able to sort of finish our last job together.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Last question. What would you like to say to the people of Japan? All the hard work that was put in to make these games possible. What would you like to say to them?
Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much. It's been incredible. I'm sure it hasn't been easy, but I've had probably some of the best. I'll add another best moment of the Olympics, just interacting with all the volunteers. Just even saying good morning or hello, and they're just so happy to be here. And, we're happy that they could make it happen for us, because we know and appreciate the challenge that it's taken.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Well, thank you.
Thank you to all the people of Japan and the volunteers. It has been amazing. We also caught up with professional golfer and 2-time Olympian now, Alena Sharp, and her wife and caddy, Sarah Bowman. Sometimes I'll warn you to bring the tissues. Not this time. All I ask is that you go easy on me, and you'll see why. I'm here with RBC Olympian Alena Sharp and caddy and wife, Sarah Bowman. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you guys doing?
We're hanging in there. Haven't been here 24 hours yet, but had a workout and just trying to, get grounded a little bit.
Get acclimated.
Literally grounded. Jet lag? Pretty intense?
A little bit. I mean, we came from Europe, so I think it's just different. We're used to coming to Japan from the US, and it's usually easier. You go to bed and get up early, and now we didn't go to sleep and couldn't get up. So I'm glad we're here a few days early.
Well, I'm glad to be chatting with you. You're in the athlete village right now. What's the vibe like?
It's definitely different from when we were in Rio, but still very cool to be a part of it and see all the flags and just walk around the village. And I think, it's still a positive energy around all the other athletes.
So you're actually not playing in Tokyo. Whereabouts is the golf course?
Well, it's about it's about an hour and a half north from where we are right now. So I'm not really sure the city that it's in, but it's a ways away. Last time in Rio, we were only 15 minutes from the village, so that was kind of nice. We didn't have that travel time.
I've heard that the course is absolutely spectacular. What makes it so amazing?
We haven't seen it yet, but I've seen a lot of pictures and video, and it does look really beautiful. It looks tight, and the greens are pretty big, so it's going to be, know your yardages and kind of split the green into quadrants and
Hit your quadrant.
Yeah, know your yard, know your carry distances, and be aggressive when you can.
Are you worried about the heat at all? It can be stifling in Japan.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'd probably be the one that's a touch more worried about it since I'm carrying the bag. But earlier this year, we were in Thailand and Singapore where it was really hot and humid. And so we kind of already had a taste of that. So you just end up drinking a lot more water and supplementing with electrolytes as much as you can. So I think we'll actually be all right. And usually we're a little earlier as well with the Olympics. So hopefully we'll have really nice ski times.
Sarah, you've, of course, caddied for Alena 1,000,001 times, but is there something different knowing that she's representing her country?
Absolutely. I think for me, I'm always proud of her, but these are it's an amazing accomplishment. It's so awesome to be able to represent her home country. And so to me, it's just exciting to carry the Olympic bag with her name on it. Absolutely. It does mean to me a lot more. And every time they announce her name, I'm full of pride. But when they do it at the Olympics, that's actually tear jerking. It's pretty amazing.
That warms my heart. You're set to compete August 4th, so a little bit of time. What do the next few days look like for the both of you?
We're heading out of the village tomorrow night, heading closer to the venue. My coach is arriving tomorrow night, so I'm really pumped that he's here for this as well. I think we're going to have a great time, the three of us. And then on Friday, we'll probably get out to the golf course, maybe take it light since it's still quite a few days before a competition. We'll go out and watch Corey and Mac a little bit, and then maybe get more into it on Saturday and work on some swing stuff and just really touch all aspects of the game to get ready for the competition.
What are some of the little things, and I should preface, I used to be a speed skater, so when I'm like building to race day, I do little quirky things to get myself in the right mindset. What are some of the little things that you do to just prep your mindset for competition?
I think seeing the golf course since we're here so early is going to be helpful, just because most of the courses that I've seen on tour, I've seen them a million times. So I think that's an edge to be here a little early and see it and watch the men play it. So that's going to help me getting some workouts in and getting over this jet lag faster. And then just because my coach is here, because Brett's going to be here, fine-tuning little things, which will kind of take some of the, not doubt in my mind, but there's some things that I'm like, wow, why is the ball doing this? So that'll be helpful. And then on the mental side, I do a lot of meditation and, get into a routine with that over here as well.
I'm going to pivot. You guys met at hockey. You're playing hockey. Women's Worlds are set to be contested at the end of August in Calgary. What does the house load look like when you're watching USA Canada?
Oh, you want me to answer that one? Of course. I'm probably a little nicer than Alena is about it. If US loses, which of course I cheer for the US team, I'm like, at least we're losing to Canada. There's no other country you'd want to lose to. And for her, it's all in your face.
Yeah.
So it's Canada. Canada or nothing. So,
right.
So there's a little wine drinking and some betting and some trash talking.
This is the last question, and this is obviously a very serious interview. I don't get to talk to professional golfers all that much, and I don't have a golf club, but I'd love for you guys to just give me a few tips on my swing. This is an umbrella. I shank the ball a lot. You ready? Okay, hold on. Let me not make sure. Okay, head down. Oh, God. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I'm blaming this umbrella.
It's probably way too short. Don't worry about it.
No. You can use this for your mental prep too, guys. Oh, geez. This is pathetic. I'm so sorry. We're going to edit this.
You'll get this. Don't worry.
No. Oh, God!
There you go.
Thank you for joining RBC Spotlight Space. This is the most embarrassing I've ever been. One more time. The 19th hole. Oh, my God. Have fun at the Olympics.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Keep working on it.
It's not even been funny. Oh my God. The blooper reel on this is going to be outstanding. Getting... Yay! It was hard fought. That is not a joke. I was trying really, really hard. Really hard. Soph's notes. Bring it to me, producer.
Oh my goodness. I've seen that clip. I edited that clip, but it still makes me laugh. So tonight for Soph's notes, instead of my notes that I meticulously wrote down, I think I can do a little better. So just give me a sec here.
Oh no. Oh boy. It was way harder than it looks, okay? I'm 5'10", and that umbrella is like this short. I'm not a good golfer.
Here we are. Same ball, same club. I'm a lefty though.
Don't hit me.
All right. Can you see me? There we go. Ready? If I get this, beer's on you, okay? Ready? Here we go. Ooh, I've never felt pressure like this. All right, well, enjoy the rest of your show. Attempt number 1.
This is what you have to look forward to tomorrow in the Olympic Games. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Everyone. Avalon Wastanes and Kristen Kitt get set to row in the final women's 8. They're hoping to win a medal. Melissa Bishop in Riagu, of course, the 800-meter heats. Penny Alexiak, the woman of the Olympics, hoping to break Clara Hughes and Cindy Clausen's Olympic medal haul. So much going on tomorrow. Track and field again starts, so you're going to see a lot of new sports, a lot of debuts, and we will be here again tomorrow morning to discuss it all. And I will work on my golf game. I'm sorry about that, and good night. See you down the road.